Chosen one. The day I warned you about has finally arrived. You feel it in your spirit, don't you? The shift in the atmosphere, the weight pressing on your chest, the undeniable sense that something eternal has entered your timeline. This is not chance. This is not coincidence. This is heaven declaring, now is the appointed hour. Every breath around you pauses. Every sound is hushed. Because the Spirit of God presses His message directly into your heart at this very moment. You were not meant to blend in. You were not made to vanish into the noise of the world. You were destined to stand apart. And today that calling demands your full attention. From the time you were a child, you sensed this moment would come. You knew you were different. Others could compromise. Others could wander. But not you. There was always a hand pulling you back. Always a whisper telling you, not there, not them, not now. Do you see it now? It was not rejection, it was protection. It was not delay, it was preparation. The voice of heaven shielded you because your destiny was too costly to waste. This very moment is proof that the warnings whispered in your soul were real. You survived storms that should have broken you. You walked through fires that should have consumed you. Yet here you are, chosen and preserved. The day has come for the words spoken in secret to be unveiled in the open. Chosen one. Listen carefully. The warning was never meant to frighten you. It was meant to awaken you. Heaven is not caught by surprise, but you are being called to awaken from the slumber of distraction, to rise as the one marked for such a time as this. The world looks at you and sees ordinary flesh and bone, but in the unseen realm, angels recognize the seal you carry, and demons tremble at your name. Do you wonder why the attacks have been relentless? Why relationships shattered? Why opportunities crumbled? Why the road seemed harsher for you than for others? It is because darkness knows what you are about to become. The enemy saw your potential long before you recognized it yourself. That is why he tried to break you early, silence you quickly, bury you quietly. Yet you still stand. And standing now, you stand as heaven's answer, chosen one. This message is your divine confirmation. You were warned that the day of reckoning, the day of revealing, would come. That day is no longer on the horizon. It is here. Every tear you cried was counted. Every battle you fought was recorded. And every moment you thought was wasted will now be redeemed for glory. You are about to walk into the chapter written for you before the foundations of the earth. But hear this, obedience cannot wait any longer. Delay now becomes disobedience. The Word of God declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 31, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary." So right now, before this moment passes, I speak to your spirit. Do not stay silent. Declare it openly. Testify that you receive this word. Let the world know you are chosen. If this word pierces you, if you feel the fire stirring inside, then I call you to act. Like, share, and subscribe so that this message of heaven can continue to reach every other chosen one still trapped in silence. And in the comments, mark your obedience by writing this prophetic number, 777. This number declares completion, covenant, and the seal of divine promise over your life. This is your moment. Heaven warned you it would come, and now, heaven demands your answer. From the very beginning, chosen one, your life was never ordinary. Before you even took your first breath, heaven had already written your days. You were marked, not by accident, not by human will, but by divine intention. That's why your path has always felt different from those around you. Others may drift without direction, but you have always sensed a pull, a calling, an unseen hand guiding you. This is because you were not merely born, you were sent. Think back to the moments where you felt out of place, even among family or friends. You wondered why you couldn't fit in, why the things that satisfied others left you restless. That restless stirring was your spirit, refusing to settle for less than what was written over your life. You were chosen, set apart, sealed before you ever learned to walk. And though people may have misunderstood you, heaven always understood you. Every step you have taken has been under the gaze of the one who called you. The times you thought you were wandering, you were actually being led through hidden training. The tears you cried in silence were seeds being planted for a harvest of strength. The loneliness you carried was not a punishment, but a preparation. To be chosen means to be separated, and separation always feels like rejection until you see the crown waiting at the end. You might have asked yourself, why me? Why do I have to carry this weight? Why can't I just live like everyone else? The answer is this: because you are not like everyone else. Your destiny is different. Your anointing is rare. Your assignment is heavy, because your reward is eternal. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you prophet. These words are not distant history. They are a mirror reflecting your own calling. You were known before you were known. You were chosen before you chose him. You were marked long before the world marked you with pain. Chosen one. That is why your struggles seemed unfair. While others walked easily, your road felt steep. While others enjoyed seasons of laughter, you found yourself in hidden valleys. But heaven has always been intentional. Those valleys carved depth in your soul. That steep road built endurance in your spirit. What you endured was not wasted. It was shaping you into the vessel heaven required. The truth is this: you carry something greater than you realize. Within you burns a light that generations before you prayed would rise in their time. They did not see it, but you will. The mantle you carry is not just for you, it is for those who will follow after you. That is why you were marked from the beginning. You are part of a story larger than yourself. And now the question is not whether you are chosen, the question is whether you will fully embrace it. To be marked means to be recognized, not just by heaven, but also by darkness. The enemy knows who you are. He sees the seal you carry. That is why opposition rises against you with such fury. But take courage. Your mark is not a target of defeat, it is a seal of victory. You were marked from the beginning, and nothing, no failure, no betrayal, no mistake can erase what heaven has written over you. Stand firm in that truth. Chosen one, because the days ahead will demand that you remember it. Chosen one, the silence of your struggles has been heard in heaven. Every night you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of invisible battles pressing down on you. Heaven saw it. Every tear you wiped before anyone else could notice. Heaven counted. Every time you walked into a room, and felt misunderstood, judged, or overlooked, heaven stood by your side, whispering, "Do not quit. This pain has purpose." Your silent struggles have been your greatest teacher. You learned endurance when others gave up. You learned compassion because you knew the ache of rejection. You discovered strength because weakness pushed you to your knees. And in prayer, you found a power that did not come from you. The truth is, you never fought alone. Even in those darkest hours, angels stood guard over you. Even when you felt abandoned, the reason the battles cut so deep was because they were shaping you into something unshakable. Ordinary souls do not carry extraordinary pain. You, chosen one, have carried storms that would have destroyed others. But they could not destroy you. Why? Because you were not built on sand. You were built on a rock that does not move. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 34, verse 19. The righteous person may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. This was not written for someone else. It was written for you. Your struggles were real. Your tears were real. But your deliverance is just as real. Understand this. The enemy wanted your silent pain to suffocate your faith. He wanted you to believe. No one saw. No one cared. No one would come. But God was with you all along, preparing a testimony that would one day silence the very darkness that tried to bury you. Every sleepless night was a chapter in a story that will now inspire multitudes. Your struggles gave you a voice. They gave you authority to speak life into the broken. Because you know what it means to be broken. They gave you power to lift up the weary. Because you know what it feels like to be weary. That is why you are dangerous to the enemy. You don't just carry words. You carry scars that have turned into swords. And now heaven asks you to rise. Do not despise your scars. Do not despise your story. What the enemy meant for destruction, God has turned into your crown. Others see wounds, but heaven sees weapons. Others see failure, but heaven sees fire. This is the moment you declare it openly. Break the silence. Refuse to hide what God has done in you. Right now, I ask you to step out in faith and comment, "I hear you, Lord." These 4 words are not empty. They are a declaration that your silent struggles have been transformed into a testimony. By writing them, you are saying, "I acknowledge the hand of God in my pain. I recognize that I am chosen even in the battle. I will not stay silent anymore." Uncre. When you type those words, it becomes more than a comment. It becomes a prophetic act, an echo of your obedience in the digital realm, a public mark that you are listening, responding, and aligning yourself with heaven's call. You are not hiding in silence anymore. You are standing in the open, saying, "I am chosen, and I am listening." Uncre. Your silent struggles are no longer chains. They are proof that you survived. They are evidence that you carry something eternal. They are the pathway that led you to this moment of awakening. And as you rise, chosen one, you rise not in shame, but in power. When heaven pauses, chosen one, it is never without reason. The noise of the world surrounds you, daily voices competing for your attention, distractions pulling at your focus, and responsibilities pressing upon your shoulders. Yet, at certain moments, everything feels as if it slows down, as if the rhythm of life halts for a single divine breath. This is what you are experiencing now, the pause of heaven. You may have thought it was coincidence that you came across this message, but there are no coincidences in the kingdom. Heaven interrupts your schedule not because you sought it, but because you are sought by God. This interruption is an invitation. Heaven is saying, stop, look, listen. What is being spoken is for you, and you cannot ignore it. End quote. When heaven pauses, the ordinary becomes sacred. Think of the countless times in Scripture where the natural flow of life was suddenly interrupted. Moses tended sheep in the wilderness until the burning bush stopped him in his tracks. Samuel lay down to sleep when the voice of God called his name. Mary went about her day until Gabriel appeared with a message that changed her future forever. Every interruption carried a divine purpose. And now it is your turn. Chosen one. Heaven's pause means urgency. It means the time of preparation is meeting the time of revelation. It means what was hidden is about to be unveiled. It means you are standing in a divine crossroad where decisions cannot be delayed. Do you feel it? The stillness pressing into your soul is not emptiness. It is the weight of glory demanding that you awaken. Perhaps you have been asking for a sign. You prayed quietly. Lord, show me if you are truly guiding me. Show me if my life has meaning. Show me if the battles I've faced will lead to something greater. And here it is, heaven's interruption. This is the sign you asked for. Though it does not come with thunder or lightning, it comes with stillness that pierces deeper than any noise. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. These words are timeless. Stillness is not weakness. It is surrender to the God who moves mountains. Stillness is not passivity. It is confidence that heaven is at work even when you cannot see it. In your life, there have been countless battles you thought you fought alone. But the truth is, the Lord was fighting for you. Every trap that failed, every attack that missed, every pit you climbed out of it was the hand of God shielding you. The stillness you are being asked to embrace now is not a pause of fear, but a pause of faith. Heaven's interruption is a chance to realign, to step back from the noise of people's opinions, to silence the doubts echoing in your own mind, to return your gaze to the one who chose you from the beginning. This is not the time for distraction, it is the time for clarity. And clarity only comes when you acknowledge that God is speaking. Beloved, the pause you are experiencing is divine mercy. Heaven is pausing because you are too important to be left wandering aimlessly. Heaven is pausing because your destiny cannot be missed. Heaven is pausing because the warnings you heard before are now colliding with the moment you are standing in. Chosen one. Treat this pause as holy ground. Do not rush past it. Do not dismiss it as another fleeting feeling. This is the voice of heaven reminding you, you were never forgotten, never abandoned, never overlooked. You were being prepared for this interruption all along. And now that heaven has pressed pause on everything around you, the only question is, will you listen? Chosen one. You have wondered why the battles against you have been so fierce. Why doors shut in your face? Why people you trusted turned their backs? Why attacks seemed to rise from nowhere, one after another, as though the very air around you conspired against your peace? The reason is simple. The enemy knows who you are. You carry a light that threatens the very foundations of darkness. And darkness cannot remain silent in the presence of such light. The fury of the enemy is not proof of your weakness, but proof of your significance. You would not be targeted so violently if you were ordinary. Ordinary lives do not draw the rage of hell. Only the chosen, only those marked with divine purpose. Are pursued so relentlessly. This is why your pain has been great, because your calling is greater. Every trial you faced was an attempt to silence you before you discovered your true identity. The enemy wanted you to believe that constant warfare meant you were cursed. But the truth is, constant warfare is evidence that you are chosen. The opposition that rises against you is a distorted mirror reflecting the greatness inside you. If you were insignificant, there would be no fight. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, in the book of Isaiah, chapter 54, verse 17, "No weapon forged against you will prevail, and you will refute every tongue that accuses you." These words are not empty promises, they are the eternal guarantee of heaven. Every weapon formed may have been real, but none of them were permitted to destroy you. You are still here. You are still standing. You are still chosen. Chosen one. Hear me clearly. The enemy fights hardest where he fears most. The battles you endured were not just random storms. They were strategic strikes, meant to break the vessel that carries heaven's fire. Yet every attack only proved the durability of what God placed inside you. Like gold refined in fire, you emerge stronger, purer, more radiant. The fury of the enemy only reveals the value of the treasure you carry, and this is why you cannot afford to retreat into silence. Others need to hear this message. There are chosen ones, just like you, still trapped in confusion, still believing the lie that opposition means abandonment. But your voice, your willingness to spread truth, may be the very lifeline they are waiting for. So I speak to you sincerely, from my heart to yours. If this message resonates in your spirit, share it. Share it not as an obligation, but as a weapon of light against the darkness. Like and subscribe, not for numbers, but so that every new word of heaven's fire reaches you without delay. Every act of engagement becomes an act of defiance against the enemy's plan to silence truth. You are not just listening, you are participating in the spread of heaven's call. When you press that share button, you are doing more than clicking. You are planting a seed into someone else's timeline. A seed that could awaken them in the same way you are being awakened now. When you subscribe, you are saying, "I choose to stay connected to the flow of what heaven is pouring out." And when you like, you are declaring, "This word is alive in me, and I will not let it be hidden." I'm saying, the enemy fought so hard to silence you, but here you are, listening, rising, ready to spread the very truth he tried to bury. Chosen one, let your obedience today become the answer to someone else's prayer tomorrow. Chosen one, this is the hour of decision. You stand at a crossroads, and though many paths seem to stretch before you, only one is marked by heaven. This is not a moment you can delay, not a choice you can put aside for later. The weight of eternity presses on you now. The Spirit whispers urgently, "Do not turn away. Do not wait for a more convenient time." Obedience delayed becomes disobedience. Think of how many times the enemy has tried to distract you. Promises of comfort, temptations to settle for less, lies that told you, "You can choose later. There's still time." But deep down, you know the truth. The longer you wait, the more you risk, the more you delay, the further your heart drifts. Heaven's call is not meant to fit into your schedule. It demands priority. Do you feel the tension in your spirit? That unease? That heaviness? It is not coincidence. It is heaven tugging at your heart, saying, "Now, today, choose the path of life." Oh, mercy still speaks. The door is still open. But do not mistake mercy for indifference. God's patience is not permission to wander endlessly. His patience is an opportunity for you to return before the door closes. According to what is revealed in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19, "This day I call the heavens and the earth as witnesses against you that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live." These words pierce time itself. They were spoken then, and they echo now into your very soul. Life and death are set before you, the blessing or the curse. And the command is simple: choose life. Chosen one. You cannot afford to walk in hesitation any longer. The season of indecision has ended. Heaven's light is shining directly on your path, revealing what you must do. You are called to obedience. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. And so, I ask you to mark this moment. Do not let it slip past like another word you hear and forget. Seal it as an act of faith. Right now, in the comments, I call you to write the prophetic number 444. This number is not random. It is a declaration of alignment with the divine. It represents foundation, stability, and the unshakable order of heaven being established in your life. When you write 444, you are not typing digits. You are testifying. You are saying, "I choose obedience. I choose life. I align myself with heaven's plan." Let that act be a marker in your story. When the enemy whispers, "You are not serious. You are not chosen," you will drift again. You will point back and say, "No, I sealed my decision. I marked it in obedience." Chosen one. This moment is holy. Do not underestimate it. Heaven is watching. Angels are witnessing. The Spirit is recording. What you choose in this hour shapes more than you can see. For when you obey, when you step into alignment, your life becomes a testimony that draws others into the same light. You stand at the crossroads. Heaven has spoken. The choice is before you. Write it. Declare it. And let the world know. You choose life. Chosen one. Whether the world recognizes it or not. You carry a seal that cannot be erased. It is invisible to human eyes, but in the realm of the Spirit, it blazes like fire. Heaven's mark rests upon you, a sign that you belong not to the fleeting kingdoms of this world, but to the eternal kingdom of God. You are not defined by your failures, your past mistakes, or the labels others tried to place upon you. You are defined by the seal of heaven that was placed upon you from the beginning. This seal is more than protection. It is identity. It testifies that you have been set apart, guarded, and kept for a greater purpose. When the storms of life raged, when people walked away, when you nearly gave up, this seal was the reason you endured. You may not have seen it, but the forces of darkness recognized it clearly. They saw the seal and knew they could not destroy what heaven had claimed. That is why you often felt out of step with those around you, while others moved easily into compromise. Something in your spirit resisted. While others could walk in disobedience without guilt, you felt convicted immediately. That inner resistance was not weakness. It was proof that you were marked. You carry heaven's ownership. And because of that, your spirit cannot find rest in places that are not meant for you. Scripture says in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 2, verse 19, "Nevertheless, God's solid foundation stands firm, sealed with this inscription, 'The Lord knows those who are His.'" Do you hear that? Chosen one. The Lord knows you. Not just your name, not just your face, but the depths of your being. He knows your wounds and your victories, your fears and your hopes. You are His, and His seal on your life is unshakable. This seal is also your authority. It is why your presence disrupts darkness without you even realizing it. People feel uneasy around you, not because you are strange, but because your spirit carries a weight they cannot explain. Environments shift when you enter, not because of you, but because of the one who marked you. You are a carrier of divine presence, and the seal declares it. Do not despise this mark. Many times, you may have wished to blend in, to live unnoticed, to escape the weight of your calling, but blending in was never your portion. Chosen one. To carry the seal is to walk differently, speak differently, live differently. It may isolate you, but it will also elevate you. The separation you feel today will become the distinction that confirms your destiny tomorrow. Even your struggles testify to this seal. You wonder why the battles were harder for you, why the cost seemed higher. It is because the treasure within you is greater. Vessels of gold are guarded more closely than vessels of clay. You are a vessel of heaven's glory, and the seal upon you is proof that you were created for more than ordinary living. Chosen one. Take courage in this truth. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not lost in the crowd. You are known, sealed, and carried by the hand of God. Walk boldly in that identity. Let it strengthen you when doubts arise, when people fail you. When the journey feels long, the seal is unbreakable, and the one who placed it upon you will never remove it. Chosen one. With every calling comes a warning. To carry the mark of heaven is to carry responsibility. The seal on your life is not a decoration, it is a summons to walk in obedience. And with this comes the weight of rebellion. Few speak of it, but it must be said plainly. When God calls and you resist, the heart begins to harden. When you delay, light begins to dim. When you rebel, vision grows clouded until blindness sets in. Rebellion is not always loud. It does not always look like defiance. Often, it is quiet hesitation, subtle compromise, repeated postponement of obedience. You whisper to yourself, "Tomorrow I will obey. Tomorrow I will change. Tomorrow I will answer." Yet tomorrow never comes. This slow drifting is as dangerous as open rebellion, for it lulls the soul into spiritual slumber. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in the first book of Kings, chapter 18, verse 21. "How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him." These ancient words cut to the core. You cannot waver forever. The time for wavering has ended. The seal upon you demands a decision, a single-hearted devotion to the one who called you. Understand this. Rebellion does not simply mean walking away from God with your feet. It often begins by walking away with your heart. The mouth may still sing worship. The hands may still serve. But the heart drifts elsewhere. That is why heaven's warning is urgent. The more you resist, the harder it becomes to return. Each step of rebellion adds another layer of blindness, until the light you once carried feels distant. But hear this truth as well. Conviction is a gift. If you still feel the sting of these words, it means your heart is not beyond reach. Mercy is still extended. Heaven warns you not to condemn you, but to awaken you. To carry the seal of God and live in rebellion is the most dangerous path of all. For judgment begins not with the world, but with those marked by His name, chosen one. You are not like the rest. What others can get away with, you cannot. What others ignore, you feel deeply. Why? Because you are sealed. Because your destiny is greater. Because heaven refuses to release you into destruction. This is why warnings feel heavier on you than on others. The Spirit will not let you go easily. Think back to the times you disobeyed and felt the sharp pang of guilt. That was not condemnation, it was protection. Think of the doors you tried to force open, only to have them slam shut. That was not punishment, it was mercy shielding you from destruction. You have been carried by grace again and again. But grace is not to be abused. Grace is meant to lead you into obedience. The weight of rebellion is real. Chosen one, if you resist too long, you risk losing sight of the very light that defines you. But if you yield, if you surrender, if you say yes now, the same God who warns you will lift you higher than you imagined. Take these words not as condemnation, but as an urgent invitation. Heaven is speaking plainly. Rebellion blinds. Obedience awakens. The choice remains in your hands. Chosen one. The moment has come when hesitation can no longer linger. You are being pressed to make a choice. Not only in your heart, but with your voice. Silence is no longer safe. To remain quiet is to surrender ground to the enemy. But to speak, to declare your loyalty, is to claim your rightful crown. For too long, you have fought your battles in secrecy, carrying faith in your heart while doubt whispered in your ear. You told yourself, "I'll commit later. I'll be bold when I'm stronger. I'll declare it when the time feels right." But the truth is, there will never be a perfect time. There is only now. Heaven is not asking for later. Heaven is asking for today. Do not underestimate the power of your declaration. Words shape worlds. With words, God created light out of darkness. With words, He spoke life into dry bones. With words, He silenced storms and cast out demons. And now, with your words, you seal your allegiance. Do not let fear rob you of that authority. It was proclaimed in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. Do you hear it? Fear is not your portion. Silence born of fear is not your destiny. You have been given power, love, and clarity of mind so that you can stand boldly and declare the truth of who you are. Chosen one. Heaven is watching for your response, not just your thoughts, not just your intentions, but your words. When you speak, the unseen realm listens. Angels mark your declaration, and the enemy trembles when he hears it. Your crown is not received in silence. It is claimed with boldness. Right now, I call you to make that declaration. Step out of hesitation and step into obedience. In the comments, I invite you to write, "I choose my crown." 3 simple words, yet they carry eternal weight. By writing them, you are not only affirming your faith, you are rejecting every lie that told you that you are unworthy, too broken, or too late. When you type these words, it is more than a comment on a screen. It is a spiritual act, a prophetic seal, a testimony that you refuse to let the enemy silence you any longer. You are saying, "This crown belongs to me. I will not leave it behind. I am chosen, and I claim my place." Now, do not think lightly of this moment. Many shrink back because of fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being strong enough. But the scripture has already reminded you, fear is not your portion. You have been given a spirit of power, and that power is rising in you now. Chosen one. The choice before you is clear. Silence or declaration. Defeat or victory. Fear or faith. Today, heaven leans in, waiting for your answer. Do not remain silent. Do not delay. Speak. Write. Declare, and let all of creation bear witness that you are chosen. And you choose your crown, chosen one. The storm you face is not a sign of abandonment. It is proof that you are in the center of a battle that matters. Darkness has risen with fury, but not because you are weak, rather because you are armed with light. The weight pressing against you, the confusion swirling around you, the relentless pressure you feel, it is all the noise of war. Heaven is reminding you, you are not a victim of the storm. You are a warrior standing in it. The storms are not sent to destroy you, but to reveal the strength God has placed within you. Every gust of wind, every wave that crashes against your life, is sharpening your faith and forcing you to hold tighter to the one who never shifts. The weapons of the enemy may form, but they cannot prosper. The louder the thunder, the greater your testimony when the skies clear. According to the words recorded in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 25, the rain came down, the streams rose, the winds blew, yet it did not fall. Its foundation on the rock. That house is you, chosen one. The winds have beaten against you, but you did not fall. You are still standing because your life is anchored to the rock that cannot be shaken. Understand this. Storms are the training ground of chosen ones. They strip away illusions and reveal where your foundation truly lies. When others collapse, you endure. When others run, you stand. And because you stand, you shine as a beacon in the midst of chaos. Your resilience itself is a testimony that God's hand is upon you. But you were never meant to endure storms silently. Others need to see what God is doing in your life, because your endurance becomes their hope. The storms that tried to break you will become the story that builds someone else. You are not just surviving for yourself, you are surviving for those watching you. Those who need to know that it is possible to remain unshaken in the fiercest of battles. This is why I ask you now, with sincerity and urgency, help this message travel. Share it not as a routine act, but as a weapon of light. When you share, you extend hope to someone who is silently drowning. When you like this message, you amplify its voice so it pierces through the endless noise of distraction. And when you subscribe, you choose to remain anchored to a stream of words that heaven is using to strengthen you day by day. Do not underestimate these simple acts. A like may seem small, but it signals that truth has landed in your heart. A share may feel ordinary, but it could become the very seed that awakens someone else from despair. A subscription is not just about receiving more content, it is about positioning yourself under a continual flow of heaven's reminder. You are chosen, you are seen, you are equipped. The storm around you may roar, but your obedience in spreading light is how you fight back. Chosen one, do not hide what God is doing in you. Let your courage inspire courage in others. Let your endurance speak louder than your pain. And let this message echo beyond you, carrying strength to those who need it most. The storm is fierce, but you are fiercer still. Stand firm. Share light. Stay connected. Your foundation is unshakable. And because of that, your story will not end in defeat. Chosen one. The path before you is narrow, and few will choose to walk it. This road is not lined with applause, nor paved with ease. It is often lonely, steep, and marked by trials that test every fiber of your being. Yet it is the very road that leads to life. The road only the chosen can endure. Many will choose the wide path, the one that promises comfort and acceptance. It looks appealing because it demands little and offers instant gratification. But that path leads to emptiness. The narrow road, though difficult, leads to glory. You feel the weight of its demand, but you also sense the pull of destiny drawing you forward. You were not made for shortcuts, you were made for the road that refines. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 14, "But small is the gate, and narrow the road that leads to life, and only a few find it." These words are not meant to discourage you, they are meant to prepare you. The fact that your journey has been hard is not proof you are off course, it is proof that you are walking the very road Jesus spoke of. Every step on this road shapes you. It strips away what is unnecessary. It burns off the weight of pride, fear, and distraction. It demands that you lean not on your own strength, but on the one who walks beside you. You may stumble, but you will not fall beyond his reach. You may grow weary, but you will be renewed. The narrow road is not a punishment, it is a process of transformation. Do not despise the challenges you face here. They are not obstacles meant to block you, but chisels meant to shape you. Each difficulty cuts away what cannot remain, carving you into a vessel fit for eternal purpose. Every chosen one must pass through this refining. Without it, the crown cannot rest upon your head. You have already felt the separation this road demands. Friends may have turned away. Opportunities may have slipped through your hands. At times, you felt the sting of loneliness, wondering if the cost was worth it. But hear me clearly. The cost of obedience may feel heavy now, but the cost of compromise is far greater. To leave the narrow road is to lose the life you were destined to find. The narrow road also means endurance. This is not a sprint, but a marathon. Many start with zeal, but few finish with faith. Yet you are called not only to begin, but to finish strong, and heaven has already equipped you with the strength to endure. You were chosen for this road, which means you were built for its challenges. Chosen one. Remember this. Every step you take is seen. Every tear you shed is collected. Every sacrifice you make is recorded. Nothing on this road is wasted. What feels hidden today will be revealed in glory tomorrow. Others may mock, misunderstand, or walk away. But heaven knows the weight of your obedience. The narrow road is lonely. Yes, but it is never empty. The one who called you walks beside you with every step. He strengthens your feet, steadies your hands, and whispers to your weary soul, "Do not give up, you are almost there. No, stay the course." Chosen one, few find this road, but you have found it, and because you walk it, you will see life eternal. Chosen one, mercy still calls your name, even now, as the weight of destiny presses on your soul. Heaven stretches out its hand once more. Do not mistake this moment. This is not ordinary. This is not another passing word. This is the voice of mercy reaching for you before the door closes. You have heard the warnings. You have felt the stirring. And yet, how many times have you hesitated? How many times have you silenced the voice inside, convincing yourself you could wait just a little longer? Heaven sees those moments. And still, mercy is extended. But mercy is not endless. It is an open door that will one day shut. And when it shuts, no hand can force it open again. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 10, verse 9, "I am the gate. Whoever enters through me will be saved. They will come in and go out and find pasture." Do you hear the urgency in those words? There is a gate, but not many. There is a door, but not multiple. And that gate, that door, stands open now, but not forever. Mercy is a gift, but it also carries weight. To hear truth and ignore it is to risk hardening your heart. Each time you delay, the voice grows dimmer, until silence replaces conviction. That is why heaven speaks to you so strongly today. Do not wait. Do not drift. Do not gamble with eternity. You may say, "But I have failed too many times. I have wandered too far." Yet mercy answers, "No failure is greater than grace. No distance is beyond my reach. The blood of Jesus is stronger than every stain. The hand of God is longer than every fall. Mercy stretches further than your mistakes, but only if you reach back while the hand is extended. Think about it. How many chances has God already given you? How many times were you spared when danger was near? How many doors closed that later you realized were traps? That was mercy. How many times did you feel conviction target your heart when you nearly chose wrong? That was mercy. How many times did you stumble but still rise again? Against all odds, that was mercy. But mercy cannot be assumed. It is an invitation, not a guarantee. The longer you reject it, the more dangerous it becomes to your soul. The day will come when warnings fall silent, when conviction no longer stirs, when the door finally shuts. And in that day, regret will echo louder than any storm you have faced. Chosen one, heaven does not speak these words to frighten you, but to awaken you. This is not condemnation. This is mercy's final call. Do not waste it. Do not let it pass like background noise. This is the moment to step into obedience. And I ask you, as a prophetic act of agreement, to mark this moment in the comments with the number 555. This is not just a number, it is a sign of grace multiplied, mercy extended, and divine transition. By writing 555, you are declaring, I recognize mercy's hand. I accept the invitation. I choose to walk through the open door while it is still open. Oh, when you type those numbers, you are sealing this moment. It becomes more than words you hear. It becomes action you take. The unseen realm witnesses it. Angels mark it, and the Spirit records it as a step of obedience that separates you from delay. Chosen one. Mercy's voice is clear. The door is open, but it will not remain open forever. Walk through it now. Mark your obedience. Do not look back. Step forward, because your future is waiting on the other side. Chosen one. You were never called to follow the paths already paved by others. Your destiny is not to repeat what has been done before, but to break ground, to go where few dare to tread, to pioneer in territories no one else has entered. You are a forerunner. That is why your life has often felt unfamiliar, why your journey could not be compared to those around you. You were designed to walk ahead, not behind. This calling explains the weight you carry. Forerunners do not enjoy the comfort of maps or the guidance of paths already cleared. Instead, they are entrusted with the strength to make a way where there is no way. Your struggles were never meaningless. They were preparing you to endure the loneliness and resistance that every trailblazer must face. Others can rest in the safety of what is known, but you were born to carve the unknown. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 25, verse 4. Show me your ways. Lord, teach me your paths. These words carry the heart of every forerunner. It is not about your wisdom, your strength, or your ideas. It is about walking in the paths God Himself reveals. As a forerunner, you are guided not by what man says is possible, but by what heaven has decreed. Look back over your life, and you will see the pattern. You rarely fit the mold others tried to put you in. What satisfied them never satisfied you. What seemed normal for them felt suffocating for you. That was not rebellion, it was destiny. You were being pulled towards something greater, something unseen. The cost of being a forerunner is heavy. Isolation comes easily. Misunderstanding follows you. Many cannot comprehend why you walk the way you do, why you make choices that seem strange to them. But this is the nature of your calling. The crowd does not understand, the pioneer. The multitude does not see the vision. Only those who carry the fire of heaven can press forward where there is no path. You may feel the ache of loneliness, but even in that, you are not abandoned. Every forerunner in Scripture walked this road. Noah built an ark while the world mocked. Abraham left everything familiar for a promise he could not yet see. John the Baptist cried out in the wilderness, preparing the way for one greater than himself. Each of them was misunderstood. Each of them was resisted. But each of them fulfilled a purpose that changed history. Chosen one. Your calling is no less significant. You are not here to simply exist, but to prepare the way for others. Your endurance opens doors for generations after you. Your obedience lays foundations for those who would never have dared without your example. Your very life becomes a signpost, pointing the way to the kingdom for those wandering in the dark. Do not despise the weight you carry. It is not a punishment, it is an honor. To be chosen as a forerunner means heaven trusts you with the hard places, because heaven knows you will not quit. The fire in your spirit was not placed there to be comfortable. It was placed there to consume obstacles and clear the way. Remember this truth. The path you walk may be lonely, but it will never be wasted. Every tear, every scar, Every step into the unknown is carving a trail that others will one day walk more easily because of you. And when they do, when they rise and run, because you went first, you will see the true measure of your calling. Chosen one. Embrace your role. You are a forerunner, a pioneer, a trailblazer in the kingdom. This is why your journey has been so unique, why your battles have been so intense. It was never about fitting in, it was always about leading out. And because of this, your life will carry eternal impact. Chosen one. The glory that has been hidden in mystery is beginning to unfold. You have walked through shadows, endured the weight of trials, and carried burdens that often felt unbearable. Yet all of it has been leading you to this unveiling. What was once concealed is now being revealed, not just to you, but through you. Heaven has written glory into your destiny, and the time has come for you to see glimpses of what awaits. The sufferings you endured were not wasted, they were seeds planted in hidden soil. And just as a seed must break to release life, you too were broken, so that the light within you could shine brighter. The glory now being revealed is not separate from your pain, it has been born out of it. The very things that tried to crush you have become the foundation of your strength. Though you once questioned why hardship never seemed to leave, heaven was weaving purpose into every fracture. What felt like ruin was actually construction. Each wound became a doorway. Each scar, a testimony. Each broken piece, a vessel of glory. As the Apostle reminds us in his letter to the Romans, chapter 8, verse 18, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. These words are not only a promise for eternity, but also a vision for now. The struggles of this present time, though real, are nothing compared to the radiance waiting to be unveiled through your life. Chosen one. Glory is not merely about honor or recognition. Glory is the weight of God's presence resting upon you. It is the evidence of heaven shining through your humanity. When others look at you and see resilience where there should have been ruin, that is glory. When they see peace in you while storms rage, that is glory. When they see light in your eyes, though darkness tried to consume you, that is glory. This is why your journey has been so hard. The greater the glory, the greater the refining. The fire you endured was not to destroy you, but to purify what could not remain. Gold is only revealed when fire burns away the dross. And so it is with you. The glory that rests upon your life required the fire of trials to prepare it. Chosen one. You will walk into places where others see only obstacles, yet your very presence will carry breakthrough. You will speak words that pierce hearts, not because of eloquence, but because of the weight of glory behind them. You will shine with a radiance that is not your own, but comes from the one who has marked you. This is the unveiling of glory. It is heaven making itself visible through your surrendered life. Do not shrink back from this. Do not hide your light out of fear or humility misunderstood. To carry glory is not arrogance, it is obedience. You are not boasting in yourself, but in the one who has chosen to reveal his power through you. Chosen one. The days ahead may still hold trials, but never forget, every shadow only serves to make the light appear brighter. And the light you carry is not fading, it is growing, preparing to flood every place you step into with the evidence of God's glory. Chosen one. You are called to stand unshakable. The winds may blow harder, the storms may rage louder, and voices may rise against you. But none of these things have the authority to move what God Himself has established. You have been trained, refined, and strengthened for this very hour. Now is the time to plant your feet firmly on the rock and refuse to be shaken. The enemy has tried everything to cause you to stumble. He has attacked your mind, your relationships, and even your faith. Yet despite it all, you still rise. Why? Because your foundation is not built on human strength. It is anchored in the eternal. You may feel weary, but you are not weak. You may feel pressed, but you are not crushed. What you carry is unshakable, because the one who called you is unshakable. The ancient words recorded in the book of Psalms, chapter 16, verse 8, declare, I keep my eyes always on the Lord. With Him at my right hand, I will not be shaken. Let these words sink into your spirit. Chosen one, you are not standing in your own power. You are upheld by His presence. When you keep your eyes on Him, even mountains tremble, but you remain steady. Standing unshakable does not mean you will never face fear or doubt. It means that even when fear whispers, you choose faith. Even when doubt knocks, you choose to believe. Even when the ground beneath you seems unstable, you cling to the rock that cannot move. This posture of endurance is what marks you as chosen. But your stand is not just for you. Others are watching, silent observers who are desperate for hope. They see your resilience. They see how you endure. And though they may never say it aloud, your strength is planting seeds of faith within them. Your life becomes a testimony that God is real, and His power is greater than every storm. This is why I speak to you with sincerity. Let this message travel further. Do not keep it hidden. If it speaks to your spirit, like it, share it, and subscribe, so that the flow of these words does not end with you. When you engage, you amplify the sound of truth. You take what the enemy tried to silence, and you turn it into a trumpet blast that others can hear. And I also invite you to add your voice in the comments. Write your declaration openly, because your words have weight. Comment something simple, like, I will not be shaken. When you write those words, you are sealing your commitment. You are declaring in front of heaven and earth that your stand is firm, your faith is alive, and your crown will not be stolen. Every act, whether a like, a share, a comment, or a subscription, is more than engagement. It is agreement. It is participation in spreading light, in standing as part of a chosen generation that refuses to bow to darkness. You are not just a listener, you are a carrier of this fire. Chosen one. Rise now and stand tall. You are unshakable, not because life is easy, but because your foundation is eternal. Let your stand inspire others. Let your declaration echo beyond you. And let your obedience mark you as one who never bows, never breaks, and never falls. Chosen one. Every trial you have walked through has not been wasted. Each tear shed in silence, each battle fought in the hidden places, has been part of a refining fire. You were not being abandoned, you were being forged. Trials are not random punishments, they are the furnace where crowns are formed. Your pain has been the fire, and your endurance, the gold. When you thought you were breaking, you were actually being shaped. When everything you held onto slipped through your fingers, heaven was stripping away what could not remain, so that what is eternal might emerge. The crown you are destined to wear could not be placed on a heart filled with pride, fear, or compromise. The fire was necessary. The crown required it. It is written in the first letter of Peter, chapter 1, verse 7. These trials come so that your faith, greater worth than gold, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Christ is revealed. This verse is the blueprint of your journey. Your faith, more valuable than gold, is being proven in the furnace of affliction. And when the revealing comes, you will shine with the honor of one who endured, chosen one. Crowns are not given in ease. They are earned in endurance. They are born in the fire of testing. They are granted to those who refuse to bow when everything around them says to surrender. Look at your scars. They are not evidence of failure, but of survival. Look at your wounds. They are not signs of defeat, but of battles won. Each scar is a jewel. Each wound, a testimony. Each survival, a mark of royalty. This is why you are crowned in fire. Heaven never promised you a path free from struggle. It promised you victory through it. The flames that tried to consume you only burned away what was temporary. The pressure that tried to crush you only revealed the strength that was hidden inside. Every furnace you entered was another step closer to your coronation. Do not despise the trials you have faced. Do not curse the seasons of fire, for without them, you would not be ready to carry the weight of your crown. What you endured was not wasted. It was necessary. The refining was proof of your chosenness, and the fire was evidence of the value heaven placed upon your life. Chosen one, you may not yet see the fullness of your crown, but heaven already does. In the unseen realm, your head is already marked with victory. Angels already recognize you as one who has overcome. Demons already tremble when they see the seal upon you. Though your crown is invisible now, it is as real as the battles you have endured. Soon, what is hidden will be revealed. The crown forged in fire will be placed upon your head, and all will see that every trial was worth it. You will stand not as one who barely survived, but as one who carries glory. Refined, purified, unshakable. So, lift your head, chosen one. Do not despise the furnace that shaped you. Do not mourn the fire that purified you. For in the end, you will wear the crown of one who endured, the crown of one who conquered, the crown of one who is truly chosen, chosen one. The journey has brought you here not to an end, but to a ceiling. Every word spoken over you, every trial endured, every whisper of destiny that stirred within your spirit has led to this truth. Your destiny is sealed. Nothing the enemy has tried, nothing the world has spoken, nothing, even your own doubts have declared, can undo what heaven has already written. From the beginning, you were not an accident. You were a divine appointment. Your life was written in eternity before it was lived in time. You were chosen long before you knew the meaning of the word. That choosing was not dependent on your perfection, but on God's purpose. His will over your life is stronger than your mistakes, stronger than your failures, stronger than every force of darkness that has risen against you. The prophet Isaiah declared in the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, verse 10, I make known the end from the beginning, from ancient times, what is still to come. I say, my purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please. These words echo into your life today. Your end has already been secured from the beginning. The path may have been hard, the journey marked with fire, but the destination has never been in question. His purpose will stand. Chosen one. Destiny sealed means you are unstoppable. The crown forged in fire is yours, and no hand can snatch it away. The seal upon your life is unbreakable, for it was pressed there by the hand of God himself. Others might question, others may doubt. Even you may falter, but the seal remains. You belong to eternity, and eternity belongs to you. You may still feel the scars of battles past, but those scars now shine as emblems of victory. You may still carry the weight of unanswered questions, but even those will one day dissolve in the light of glory. Destiny sealed means every unanswered question finds resolution. Every wound finds healing. Every tear finds redemption. Nothing is wasted. Nothing forgotten. Nothing left unfinished. This sealing also means you are not merely surviving for yourself. Your endurance becomes a testimony to others who are watching, waiting, wondering if they too can endure. When they see you still standing, still believing, still carrying hope, they will know the truth. If you, chosen as you are, could endure, then they too can find strength to rise. Your destiny is not only for you, it is for generations to come. Do not underestimate what it means to be sealed. It means your path, though narrow, is guarded. It means your future, though unseen, is secure. It means your calling, though challenged, is undefeatable. Heaven has spoken, and no power can silence its decree. So walk forward now, not in fear, not in hesitation, but in confidence. The journey has prepared you. The battles have refined you. The crown awaits you, and your destiny is sealed forever in the hand of God. Chosen one, you have reached the sealing of the message. But this is not the end of your journey. This is only the beginning of walking fully in the truth of who you are. You have been reminded that you are chosen, refined, crowned, and unstoppable. You have been shown that your struggles were not wasted. Your scars are not shameful, and your destiny is unshakable. The hand of heaven has declared it. You were warned, and now you are awakened. But this message is not meant to remain within you alone. It is meant to ripple outward, to reach the ears and hearts of others who are waiting, desperate for a word of hope. That is why I speak to you sincerely. Do not keep this to yourself. Share it. Spread it. Let it move beyond the screen and into the lives of others who need to be reminded that they too are chosen. When you like this message, you affirm that truth has found a home in your spirit. When you share it, you extend light into timelines filled with noise and darkness. When you subscribe, you ensure that every new wave of heaven's word continues to strengthen you without interruption. And when you comment, you leave behind not just words, but a testimony, a living declaration that you heard heaven's voice and responded. So right now, I invite you to act. Like, share, subscribe, and write your declaration in the comments. Let the unseen realm witness your obedience, and let the world know that you stand as one of God's chosen. This message is sealed, but your journey is unfolding. Carry it forward. Chosen one, the world is waiting for your light.